Hello everybody, John here, and today onto the garage. I'm genuinely very excited because I'm checking out the Carpuride W903 and seeing if it can be my semi-permanent install on my 1996 XK8 Jaguar. I have been sent, and full disclosure, I've been sent free of charge, this unit by a company called Carpuride. It's a very high definition display unit which enables you to use Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, AirPlay, Android Cast, all those sorts of features on your car, even if it's not installed with those. It does a lot more than that, and I am genuinely excited to be testing this because if it goes well, this is going to become a semi-permanent installation on Purdy, my 1996 very early offline Jaguar XK8 convertible. As you know, I tested and was very impressed with a standalone sat-nav just a couple of weeks back. So why am I looking at this? Well, the thing that drew me to it first and foremost is the form factor. This screen is big, but it is widescreen. It's not terribly tall. And as we know with the Jaguar XK8, we have a severely raked windscreen. So our view out of the front is not through a tall piece of glass. So having a low profile unit like this, I thought was really interesting. Well, let's start with the main event, the screen. Frameless looking unit. On this end, there is a microphone pickup. There's a 3.5mm outlet for earphones or extension speakers. There's an SD card slot with a micro SD card in it. So that literally comes with the unit. And that's a 64GB card. And that is used to store the images on the Dashcam that is part of this setup. There's an audio inline and the charging socket is USB-C. There's a speaker grill. On the top there is an on-off button, and then you'll notice this camera. This camera is one of this unit's unique features. So it's got this forward-facing dash cam, you would call it, to record events if you're involved in an incident or just your journeys. But this slides up and gives a better field of view. And really interestingly, it rotates. And the fact that it rotates means it could be used to film things that are going on inside your car. It could equally be used to make footage that I'm making, reviewing bits and pieces in the car and talking about Jaguars. You'll note these keyhole slots. That brings us on to the mounting brackets that come with this, which is another reason I'm quite excited about this particular unit. So like most of these things, you've got a cam operated suction cup. This has got a film on it because it's the very, very soft silicone that actually sticks. So that's to keep it clean. So you're going to get a really, really good mount onto a windscreen with that. If we look at the design of this thing, it's got the normal adjustment and a ball joint at the end for swivel. There's the mounting bracket that goes on the back of the unit. But it's also got this telescoping section, giving you a lot more opportunities. And if we swing it all the way over, we've got a unit which could be used on top of a dashboard with the unit mounted on here. And if you don't have a suitable surface on which to mount, it also comes with a shiny circular plate that you can mount to give that somewhere to sit. So this gives us lots of options, which is really important in an odd installation like a Jaguar XK8. Included with the kit is also this dash top mounted bracket. Comes with a self-adhesive patch to put on the bottom of this, but this is flexible, so it will take up the curve of our dashboards. And this again is of the incredibly soft silicone rubber variety, which I'm quite familiar with and I know gives really good adherence. Nice ball and socket joint here, and there's a degree of movement up and down, which is on little detents, so nothing's going to slop around here. Then we got the charger. Input voltages 12 to 24, so again could be used in trucks and heavier vehicles if you want. This has also got USB-A outlet in the back of the charger, so effectively you don't lose the socket that you've plugged this into if there's something else in your car that you're using for charging. Nice touch. I also do know, reading ahead, that it's important to use this particular charger rather than another one you've got lying around, because this will help with the FM transmission part of things. Included with the kit, you've got an auxiliary sound line, and it's got a 90-degree joint at the end and these nice metallic terminations. So again, nice quality stuff. And in my version, because you can get this as a kit with or without a camera, I've got an additional camera. So this would be a reversing camera. Again, quite interesting on the XK8, poor visibility out the back. This just plugs straight into the side of the head unit and has quite a lot of cable in there. We'll be experimenting with that. That comes with a self-adhesive pad made by 3M, always the best brand for that sort of stuff. And we have the Carpuride CarPlay manual. Well translated English with excellent pictures to walk you through all the steps of installation and various options and features that you might want to learn about. And what I really loved at the back, having read through this, is these comments in the after sales service. And I'm going to read this to you. I thought this is important. If our mounting accessories are damaged or not applicable, we offer alternate mounting solutions such as a CD player mount, an air vent mount, and various other types of adhesive mounts for better installation. Contact us and we will send you a new mounting accessory for free. That's brilliant. It's almost unbelievable if I'm honest, and again really talks of the fact that this is not a fly-by-night company. This is a global outfit, Carpuride, and I'm not feeling scared about the quality of this product. I really am not. Now I'm going to do a slightly temporary install today, so I can test it over the next week or so before making my final decision and then hopefully doing a more permanent install. And initially I'm going to set it up on my dashboard top using this and just sitting it on top of the dash to check things out and see how it all works. Just setting this up here on the bench so that it's really clear for you guys how simple this is to set up. So I've got my charger cable. It's got a USB-C on the end and a 90-degree connector. Always nice to see. And pop that in there. The 90-degree connectors have two advantages. One is they typically give you a neater installation, but the other is if they get tugged, they don't pull out. Whereas if they go off this way, they can come straight out the side. My additional reversing camera with its bundle of cables, and on the end of that I've got this camera jack, and there's a socket that says AV in, so we just pop that in there and we're done. So you join me in the interior of our drop dead gorgeous XK8 Jaguar, and all I'm going to do for now is place that on the top of the dashboard. I'm going to place our rear view camera alongside it just for setup purposes, and I'm going to plug in the 12 volts to the cigarette lighter. And again, straight away with the Jaguar, we do have this very shallow, very steeply raked windscreen. So a tall screen would typically be this big, would not work here on the top of the dashboard. So we'll be forced to move it up onto the screen. This can be a lot more securely mounted, and because it's a low profile, it's not so much in your way. Now, I said I'm doing this temporarily. The reason is, if I get on well with this unit, I'm going to make a bit of a bespoke mount for it, which I'll show you on a different day. But obviously we've got the camera that pops up here, looks forward. I intend to mount this there. And I want to do that relatively invisibly, and it's got to be without holes, because the car is 27 years old and we don't want to be making holes in it. Just going to turn my key in the ignition to the accessory position to put some power to the supply, and straight away we're springing into life. Woohoo! And we've got a very high quality display straight away. So the quality of the screen can't be overstated. It's crystal clear. I'm hoping these shots are going to show it up for you. Really beautiful. Let's press the sunlight button, which gives us options for brightness. But the device also incorporates a light sensor, so when it gets darker it can dim the image and brighten it, but you can set your default setting. Let's go to settings. We have screensaver. Do you want the screensaver off, or after 10 seconds, or after 30 seconds? Left or right hand drive? I like this. Left rudder or right rudder? I think that's a minor translation issue. We have our rudder on the right hand side of our car, or steering wheel as we would normally call it. Camera. Camera format. Highest quality, why not? Recording resolution. 1080p. That's the sort of video that I put up on YouTube, so that'd be great. Segment duration. How long do you want it to record for when it's doing its job as a dashboard video recorder? How sensitive do you want the device to be to small impacts to trigger the camera to go off? Microphone. Do we want to record what's happening in the car when the video is recording? Yes. Reverse line calibration. Now I've got the camera on the dashboard at the moment, but we're able to position these grid lines how we want them to appear on screen. And let's go CarPlay. And we've got menus at the top for CarPlay. Android, AirPlay enables you to cast from Apple devices. Android Cast, Bluetooth music. And because I want Apple CarPlay, on this screen are all the instructions. And this is showing an image of my phone. Go to Bluetooth on, Bluetooth connect and use CarPlay with smart screen. Turn on Bluetooth on your phone and select to connect to the device Carpuride BT66cc. So I've got my Apple phone. I'm going to go to Bluetooth. Bluetooth is on. At the bottom, it's already found Carpuride. Let's go Carpuride. Confirm that this code is shown on Carpuride 340699. And straight away, it's brought up some of my contacts. So I'm going to turn that off. So my phone is in sleep mode. And I've got my favorites. I've got my recents. I've got my contact list. Instantly available, no waiting time at all. Keypad to enable me to dial a number. Okay, let's look at hooking this up to the rather ancient hi-fi in a Jaguar XK8. And we have a button that says audio output. And our options are speaker, that's the speaker on the unit itself, or Bluetooth audio. If you've got a Bluetooth enabled vehicle, then you'll be able to pick that up. FM, which is I'm interested in, or auxiliary out. So you can use the 3.5mm jack plug to get sound out of your device. But I'm going FM. So I've got 107.2 on the screen. So I'm turning on my radio. Which I'm just tuning to 107.2. There it is, slight background hiss. Let's try 107.1. So I'll maybe play around with the actual channel a little later, but we're up. And let's go back to CarPlay. Sound coming out over my car radio. Can't have too much of that, else we'll get a copyright claim. And on the home screen we also have the camera button. When I bring that up, we've got the forward facing camera that's attached to the unit, showing here, great quality image. And the reversing camera, which I've got inside the cockpit with me at the moment. Here, again, if I can move out of the way of my own cameras, hello, showing a great quality image. Press the screen and we've got options. One is record. So let's hit that. Stop record. You have an option here with a padlock button to lock a recording. That means it won't delete it. The way that these Dashcam systems typically work is you have a memory card in the device. However, when it runs out of space and it's filled it up, it will overwrite from the beginning. Anything that you've pressed the lock on, it will save that and not go over it until you tell it to. Home button takes us back to where we were. And you can see I've got all my apps that I would normally want. So Google Maps, BBC Sounds. Let's just go to BBC Sounds, Stations. Click momentarily on Radio 2. Play. And that comes out over the hi-fi. We'll go to AirPlay. AirPlay is Apple's ability to screencast, and there's a password 12345678. And then in the same way that you might do screen mirroring to your TV set at home using an Apple device, you just swipe down to get your control center up, select screen mirroring. The smart screen is the name of this. And that are now mirroring. Let's look at a picture. And on here I can then view pictures and video, or bring up any of the other devices, gadgets, gizmos that are on my phone to do whatever I want with. So I have an app on my phone which is a speedometer that uses GPS to calculate speed, actual speed, and I can have that up on the screen. I have a clinometer, which is particularly useful in a motorhome, and as long as I put my phone on a flat surface, it will tell you the angle that the vehicle is sitting at, and I've got it up on this big screen. So I tilt the phone for you. You can see the vehicle tilting. So the screen mirroring is incredibly useful for very bespoke apps and bits and pieces that you use on your own phone. Now that I've come out of the garage, the FM transmission has gone quiet. So there was a sort of background hiss and crackle whilst I was parked inside the garage, and that's probably connected with the lighting I've got in there. Let's see how this system works out for me. Hey Siri, navigate to Mablethorpe. Navigate.
Getting directions to Mablethorpe and Sutton CP.
Woohoo!
Your next stop is Mablethorpe. In about 1 mile, turn left onto High Street.
That's impressive. Hey Siri, find me an Indian restaurant.
One option is Spice Lounge on Vine Road in Skegness. It adds 7 minutes to your route. Want to try that one?
Yes.
Okay, I can call that location or get directions. Which would you like?
Get directions.
Getting directions to Spice Lounge.
Excellent. And that's the difference of a fully integrated system over a standalone sat-nav. Very happy with that. I'm guessing that your view of the screen is not going to be perfect because you're looking into the light outside, and I can't do a lot about that because I don't have a camera with a zoom lens to shutter that out. But screen is crisp. Let's just try the camera. So that's the forward-facing camera. I'm going to record a little bit of footage on that for you just to get the quality. And we've got the microphone on, so I'm going to be interested to see what the sound is like over that integrated camera. So this bit of footage now is including the soundtrack being recorded by the camera itself. So let's see how we go. Very rough road, this one.
In half a mile, turn right onto Sea Road.
And for some of my American viewers, yes, this is a two-way road. No, there's no dotted line down the middle, and yeah, it is very narrow. But rural England, this is where it looks like. This is a B road. Now let's turn the camera around. Got to remember, if I want to turn it all the way around, turn it anti-clockwise. It can't go all the way around. That would not make sense. I've got to say, I'm incredibly impressed with this unit. It gives that feel of an OE item. The FM transmission, now I'm outside the garage, is the best I've come across. Although I've only installed the screen on top of the dashboard to do this little bit of testing, it's not in my way. I am liking it.
In a quarter of a mile, turn left onto Sea Road.
So let's do the pros and cons on this unit. I'm really liking this, but I'm going to give you its cons. And the first one is it's relatively a large and heavy device to be using suckers and bits and pieces on your screen. And no matter how good the mounts are, if it's not sitting on a dashboard like I've got it, or in some other way supported, it's going to twitch. So I would suggest if you want it levitating off your windscreen, it may be a little heavy for that. But the mounts that we've been provided with are all about standing up off of things anyway. Switching between Apple CarPlay and AirPlay, the two sort of Apple systems, takes a little longer than you'd like because you have to disconnect Apple CarPlay to get it to do anything else. But I feel that's probably a technological barrier that would face any device rather than a particular issue with this one. And I would say it's starting to creep into the premium area for pricing, because the recommended retail price for these is around £320, I think, which is very reasonable. However, there are plenty of discounts available and you can easily obtain it for around £220, £230. And indeed, I've got a discount code which I'm going to put in the description below this video that's going to give my subscribers even more discount on top. So with all the discounts, you're sub £200, meaning this is excellent value for money. So I've already slipped into the pros. What else do I want to add to that? The feel of the thing says it's quality, the look of the thing says it's quality, and the fact that it can use Apple CarPlay means it's going to feel and look OE, as if it belongs in your car. You're not working a computer, you're working a car orientated device. The built-in forward-facing traffic camera with impact sensing, recording, etc. It even includes a memory card. I love the fact it comes with a range of mounts and that they're all such good quality and innovative stuff. And the internal speaker within the device is also excellent. If you just want to use it as a sat-nav, you don't even have to hook it up to your car. Integration with your phone's voice activation just means everything's going to happen safely and effectively. I'm loving it. My genuine conundrum now is, do I stay with the mount as is, because that looks absolutely fine, or do I make a bespoke mount for it to make it integrate as well as possible into the Jaguar XK8's interior? They're great problems to have, because they all say it's a winner. Well, I think all that remains is to say thank you very much to Carpuride for sending me this device, and thanks very much for the discount codes, which check out the description below this, guys. Find out by clicking on the link more details about the device, and if you are going to get one, then obviously please use the discount code that I'm providing, because it makes the price all the more palatable. I'm sure there'll be another video before very long showing you how I've finished off the installation on this particular device, because one way or another I'm keeping it. If you're enjoying our channel, then don't forget to subscribe and click the little bell icon so you get notifications of new videos. And please give us a thumbs up or thumbs down, and you can share the videos. And below the video is always the area where you can comment and get involved with the chat.